Now is when we get into the good props of the year. The props that everybody are really rushing to get, and I don't blame them. Here we have the Popcorn Clown, which is one of the most unique clown props we have ever seen. I love the way it pops up. It's super well hidden from the video we have. The mouth movement looks great. The audio is good. It's just such a cool and unique idea. One of the better clowns of the year, easily. Probably my favorite non-spirit clown for 2022. Chair Girl, that's what people call her, is fine. I don't really get the hype around her, but she's okay. A little bit of the gore on her feels unnecessary-ish, but I can live with it, especially considering I know a lot of people would want to see more gore in props nowadays. The animation looks like it will be really freaky in person, but for now it doesn't look like anything special, and I don't really like how you can see the stand super clearly. It would have been cooler if they gave her a base, but I get that she probably wouldn't have been as sturdy, and the animation really wouldn't have been possible if they did it that way, so she's fine. I get the appeal, but this is definitely one I would never personally buy. This fogging clown thing is whatever. It's a fogger. It's maybe my favorite of them all because it looks the coolest, but I would never buy it. I'd just put my fog machine in my haunt because why wouldn't you? I don't know. They're cool little add-ons. Don't think they're that expensive. Moving on. Cackles, or 12-foot clown, is a really good animatronic, but I do have some minor complaints. For one, I actually wish he wasn't 12 feet tall. I wish he was only 7 feet tall. If he was, then I honestly might have considered purchasing him. Nevertheless, I think his design is really good. His audio is fantastic, especially the music that's playing in the background. And he's probably one of my top 3 for Party City this year. Really awesome prop. And also, probably my favorite of all the 12-foot props. The Witch rivals him, though. Ice Cream Clown, I can't really judge too much since we don't have videos yet, but he looks pretty cool. I would say 2 Scoops is still the better Ice Cream Clown prop, but this one is still pretty cool. And I can definitely see why someone would get it. Though we do know it's static now, so I was hoping for some Venom door knocker tongue movement. Torture Box is my favorite from Party City, easily. I'm not getting anything from Party City, but if I were to, this would be the prop. The price is super fair for what you're getting, only $180. I think the thrashing looks amazing. I'm so glad it wasn't another thrashing nurse, or convulsing nurse, like animation-esque thing. The head banging in the torture box itself is fantastic, and the little electric shocks are just terrifying. This is one of the scariest props of the year, only rivaled by Reagan to me. Really great animatronic, and if prices weren't so bad this year and I didn't like Spirit's lineup so much, I probably would get this. Really great job, Party City. Easily my favorite from you. The trick-or-treater kids are whatever. They feel like they're just trying to, get a little bit of cash in from the Home Depot Pumpkin Twins, which clearly sold pretty well to get a new outfit this year. These ones are fine. I think I prefer the designs to the Pumpkin Twins, maybe besides the skeleton's face, but I really don't like the voices. I would never pick these up, but they're fine, and I get the appeal behind them. This limiting zombie boy thing is terrible. I really don't like it. The blood is really good, and I'm glad he has so much, but everything else just looks awkward to me. He just looks so disproportionate and weird. I don't like his animation that much, and he's just whatever. I don't really get the hype around this prop. He's just okay. I would rather they just bring Limiting Zombie Boy back, but obviously Haunted Hill Farm's got us covered on that one. The Raccoon is overhated, in my opinion. I definitely get where people are coming from, and especially after seeing the video, I get where people are coming from. But, it's pretty good. I think that the design of the Raccoon is really well done. At least on the head and hands. The body for the Raccoon is probably my biggest gripe with this prop. It looks like a giant pillow, while the head and hands look really well done in latex. The pop-up animation also doesn't look very good. And it's very obvious in the video that the trash can doesn't have anything in it besides the Raccoon. I don't know. It's a decent prop. It's one that I would consider getting if it was cheaper, but nothing more. It's fine. Good audio. Moving on. This demon thing is the biggest letdown for me. When the images for this first got leaked, this was my favorite, but when the video was released, I didn't like it anymore. I really just did not like this prop anymore. I don't like the phrases. That's my main gripe with this thing. The phrases are terrible, and when I showed someone, they audibly laughed out loud because of how stupid his grunts sound. That's when you know you messed up on phrases. The fog coming out of his horns is a neat idea, I guess, but I always hate it when audio lines up with fog, because you know these props are never going to come with the fog machine. I'm not going to be too hard on that because I'm still a nozzles enjoyer, but, it's not my personal favorite thing. His outfit is still really cool, and I like the goat feet, and I feel like if Baphomet had an outfit similar to this and, had goat feet and stuff, he would be a perfect prop. But nonetheless, this prop isn't as good as Baphomet, and I would never buy it. This is also probably the second most overpriced Party City prop, besides Cackles, who I forgot to mention has an atrocious price of $500. This one is $280, which I think is way too much for what you're getting. I don't understand why the price was so bad for this guy. It's not as bad as most of Spirit's prices, but it's still pretty terrible. The step pad design is really cool. Nothing else I can really say about that. This tombstone thing is fine. It's good for people who like tombstones. Spider Baby is really weird. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's just weird. And the striking snake thing is pretty cool. I think I prefer the old striking snake, but that's mostly just because of nostalgia bias, I'm assuming. This one's fine. I get the appeal if somebody would want to buy this, but I would never. This peekaboo doll thing is fine. And this vulture is fine. Most of the Party City tabletops don't exactly interest me. I actually forgot to touch on Cryptkeeper in my original recording. Cryptkeeper is pretty cool. Creep. The Creep. He's not Cryptkeeper. Creep is pretty cool. I've never watched Creepshow, so I can't judge him fully, but he looks pretty solid. I wish he had a bit more animation, but other than that, he's a decent animatronic. I can see why fans of the movie, I think he's from the show. I can see why fans of the show would buy this animatronic, but I would personally not go for it, especially for that price. But yeah, that was Party City's lineup. Overall, pretty decent lineup. I think it's really overhyped, and I still prefer Home Depot and Spirit to it, but it's not bad, especially for Home Depot, who used to be the laughingstock of every single season. So, overall, good lineup, and I can't wait to see people do demos of this, and hopefully see a few props in person, because there's 2 Halloween cities in the entire United States of America, so I just have to bank that my favorites go to Party City. Moving on to easily my favorite lineup besides Spirit, Home Depot.